to get asked about Caitlin Clark and Indiana, and I'm like, guys, like, just relax. Like, they're gonna figure it out. They've got to learn how to play together. You know, she's thrown into this league right away, and she's gonna figure it out. And she did. And she's gonna see all kinds of coverages. She's gonna see all kinds of matchups. And so for us, working on how to become a little bit.
Stephanie White recently shared her thoughts on Caitlin Clark's playing style, sparking concern among some fans. But before jumping to conclusions, let's take a closer look. White is a highly skilled coach who knows her game, and her insight could actually benefit both Clark and the Fever's championship hopes. Let's break it down.
She thinks that the Indiana Fever are a title contending team for 2025.
Is it realistic to say that this team is a title contender in 2025?
I mean, I think on paper, certainly. You know, you look at it, and look, our goal was to bring in experience, to bring in players that can complement our big three. You know, I didn't know that we would be able to build the depth that we were able to build in year one. You know, I thought that was going to take a little.
All right, Fever fans, take a deep breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, let's break down what Coach Stephanie White said that has some of you on edge. She mentioned that Caitlin Clark will sometimes play off the ball, and suddenly, fans are reacting like they're facing a full-court press. What do you mean she won't have the ball? Relax. No one's sidelining Caitlin like a background player in a video game.
Conditioning standpoint, but from a rhythm and timing standpoint. So that becomes the next challenge. But getting more efficient in everything that we do. You know, for us, moving her off the ball a little bit more so she's not getting worn out in game, just handling the ball 94 feet. And then we're challenging her on the defensive end of the floor as well, like being a better defender. You know, the best that for us as an opponent, you know, you want to attack a good offensive player by making him play on the defensive end, putting him through the ringer. You know, and so being a better defender, you know, and I think being more.
Let's break this down logically. Caitlin Clark is one of the most talented playmakers in women's basketball history. Her court vision is elite, her ball handling is effortless, and her shooting range is downright unfair, Steph Curry-level disrespectful. So, it's understandable that the idea of her not always having the ball might seem as odd as a game with no fouls. But here's the thing, this could actually be a brilliant strategy.
There's context to turnovers. That's not saying Caitlin Clark didn't turn the ball over a bit too much, especially early in the year. But ironically, the turnover numbers did not tell the full story about her turnovers. There were games where she committed 9 turnovers, where 7 of them were quote-unquote good turnovers, 2 of them were bad, and there was a game where she committed 5 turnovers and gave up 5.
Stephanie White isn't playing checkers. She's playing chess. Think about it. Defenses already treat Caitlin Clark like she's radioactive when she brings the ball up. Now imagine her running off screens, cutting to the basket, or pulling up for a quick catch-and-shoot 3.
Terrifying, right?
Picture this. Clark sprints around a screen, catches a pass from Kelsey Mitchell, and before the defender can even react, bam, 3 points. No wasted dribbles, no triple teams, just pure buckets. Let's be real. Have you seen how defenses swarm her the second she crosses half court? She gets double-teamed like she owes them money. Defenders act like she stole their lunch in middle school. If she's always the primary ball handler, she'll constantly face traps, pressure, and defensive schemes designed to wear her down. Playing off the ball at times gives her cleaner looks and helps her conserve energy for when she needs to take over.
You're not going to last. And it doesn't have to be to win at all costs, right? It's just how you do what you do every single day. Like for me as a human being, like if you're leaving your shopping cart out in the middle of the parking lot, I'm judging you. You're not going to be on my team, right? Like you're not going to be on my team. If I'm watching you and you're on the end of the bench with bad body language and not being a good teammate, like.
Let's not act like this is some kind of basketball crime. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, spends plenty of time playing off the ball, running through screens, and letting his teammates set him up for open looks. The Warriors built a dynasty with that strategy, and if it works for him, it can definitely work for Caitlin. So, Fever fans, I need you to do one thing. Trust the process. Caitlin Clark isn't about to become a spot-up shooter who barely touches the ball. She's just adding another weapon to her already ridiculous skill set. If anything, this will make defenses even more miserable. So, let's all take a deep breath. put the pitchforks away, and get ready for a season where Caitlin Clark has defenders questioning their life choices, whether she's holding the ball or not.
The off-season workout footage of Caitlin Clark probably noticed the same thing. She looked like she bulked up a little bit. She looked like she got a little bit stronger. And that was confirmed by Fever coach Stephanie White. I mean, it was confirmed by our eyes, but she also said so in a Q&A with The Athletic, talking about the physical strength that Caitlin Clark added in the WNBA.
Let's be clear, Clark is still going to be the primary ball handler. She'll still run the offense, dish out assists, and pull up from 35 feet like it's a contractual obligation. But Stephanie White isn't treating her like a one-woman superhero who is to do everything all the time no matter what. She's taking a Michael Jordan approach. Think about it. When MJ first entered the league, he tried to do it all. He'd drop 50, play lockdown defense, and then wonder why he had nothing left by the end of games. Then Phil Jackson came along and basically said, maybe playing like a my-career player with unlimited stamina isn't the best idea. That change extended Jordan's career and made the Bulls unstoppable. Caitlin Clark's situation is no different. At Iowa, she had to do everything. She was the point guard, shooting guard, small forward, water girl, and team spokesperson all at once. She brought the ball up, created her own shots, ran the offense, and somehow still had enough energy to drain deep threes when it mattered most.
And what was that conversation, if you can share any of that?
Yeah, I spoke with Caitlin last night, and I think just overall excitement. You know, I have been watching Caitlin play since she was an 8th grader when I was coaching at the college realm and covering her games in college, and just an exciting time for me. Very excited to be working with her and this young team.
Not to mention, there's some pretty cool symmetry. You wore number 22 for the Indiana Fever. I mean, maybe it's too soon to say, but you could potentially be coaching the last player to ever wear 22 for the Indiana Fever. That's pretty cool.
It's very cool. I saw when they posted that today. I thought it was unique, certainly. She's a lot better, number 22. She puts the ball in the...
That's not sustainable in the WNBA. You can't drop 35 points and 12 assists every night while getting double-teamed by world-class defenders. That's how you go from MVP candidate to a walking ice bath patient. So, what's White's plan? Simple. Let Clark play off the ball at times so she's not completely drained by the fourth quarter. That means fewer games where she looks like she just ran a marathon, and more games where she's fresh enough to torch defenders in crunch time. And let's be clear, playing off the ball isn't some punishment. If anything, it makes Clark even more dangerous. Defenses already treat her like a walking threat when she has the ball. Now, imagine her sprinting off screens, catching quick passes, and launching deep threes before defenders can even react. So let's all relax. Nobody's turning Clark into a glorified decoy. She's just adding another weapon to her already insane arsenal. And trust me, when she's casually dropping 30-point games without having to carry the offense for 40 minutes straight, you'll all be thanking Stephanie White.